Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be putting back in the clutch fan. I'm putting in the Guibo, and I think that's pretty much it for this video because this thing has a dead Guibo, and every single time you drive the car it starts making that weird sound coming from the center console. And as for the clutch fan, the car overheats while standing only in traffic, but not so much while you're driving. The clutch fan is supposed to go right in there, as most of you know. So I'm probably just gonna snap off these zip ties, remove this little snorkel piece right here, and remove this radiator cover, just to kind of loosen this plastic piece up so I can move it around and put the clutch fan in. I don't have the clutch fan tool, so I'm just gonna have to work my way with what I have. So I'm gonna start off with assembling the clutch fan. I ordered just a separate plastic piece since that's the only thing that was broken, and I have the actual clutch fan right here. I'm just kind of screwing these screws back in, or these Torx, and then I'm gonna go ahead and drop it inside the 36. So even though the impactor does its work, I still like to go ahead and hand tighten it because just in case, you never know. So yeah, see, there's always a little give. So I like to go ahead and just torque it in by hand. Finally. It's always like that. You have a project that takes like 10 minutes to do, but instead it's like 24 hours because of a stupid little zip tie. Not always, it's usually a bolt, but you know what I mean. So now that I get the zip ties off, this piece moves a little freely. And I'm gonna go ahead and remove this part right here as well. Next is gonna be removing these two pins right there and these two right there on the sides. So that way I'm gonna pop it up, and I'm also gonna free this right here on both sides, and that should give us enough free movement in order to put the clutch fan in. You don't have to do it like this, it just makes it easier. That's why I'm doing it, just so I don't have to mess with it for a long time. All right, so I undid these parts right here, these clips, but I don't think that's absolutely necessary because the whole radiator is gonna move and it's only gonna move this way. So I don't know, maybe it has a little give, but it's not enough. So this right here is basically what you want, just for it to be sitting free so it moves around, and once you start picking it up you can move it, and the clutch fan should have enough space with the blades to pop in. So see how it moves out of the way, and I can just bend it a little bit. It's not too fragile of a plastic, it just has a lot of give, so I'm able to just slide the fan right in, no issues, and I can start putting this piece back on, and we're good. See how easy that was? So now the only issue is gonna be putting the fan back on. So let me just do that, and then I'll get back to you guys. So another thing that I wanna make sure you guys know is that this is a backwards thread. So what that means is you turn it to the left to tighten it. See how you can see the thread over there getting smaller as I turn it to the left side? So it's backwards threaded. So here we go. Now the clutch fan's sitting. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it, and this is everything that I'm doing here is without the clutch fan tool. All right, so I got the clutch fan in. The actual bolt isn't spinning. Everything's good. Everything's tightened down. So I'm about to put everything back together, and I'm gonna start raising up the car, and I'm gonna get to that Guibo. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly snap, and for you guys it's gonna be like a second, for me it's gonna be like 5 minutes. All right, so here we go, everything's back together. I got 2 zip ties on each of the sides, just because I wanna be safe, and I don't wanna pay for another clutch fan and another radiator. So I understand that it's not gonna go anywhere, but just being safe here. So now I'm gonna get the car jacked up, and I'm gonna start working on the Guibo. So in order to take the Guibo out, what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna at least need to undo these 2 bolts, which will require for you to undo these 2 mounts right here to drop the exhaust a little bit, unless you want to take the whole thing off, but that's what I did. And you're gonna need to take the heat shield that's over here, you can see it right there, just to get to the bolts that are over here and to get to these bolts right here, because this is still gonna hold the drive shaft in place, and you need to move that out of the way in order for the Guibo to kind of flop down so that you can take the Guibo out and put the new one in. All right, so here's the Guibo. You can see it's a total mess. Like this is not how a Guibo is supposed to look. There's just shards and chunks missing. This thing's a total wreck. Here's what the new Guibo looks like. It's a lot meatier, a lot beefier. It looks a lot better. I'm about to put this in the car itself. Yeah, so our little process turned into quite a lengthy one, because when I was doing the exhaust, I left the studs in there, and when I started taking the exhaust down, both of these broke off, and these are the original studs. They didn't break off the first time, so they broke off now. So I have to drill these out or do whatever to them, and I have to put new bolts in there. So yay to a longer process, just like always.
2 hours later.
Okay, so I got everything put back together as far as the drive shaft is concerned. I got the little bridge back on, I got the hangers, all of that good stuff. I got the heat shield. The Guibo itself is actually on as well. Another tip here, if you are replacing a Guibo, make sure to look at these little arrows. Basically, if there's gonna be a connection there, that's where the arrow is supposed to point. So this one connects on this side, so it points here. There's a connection from the drive shaft here, so the arrow is gonna point that way, towards the back of the car. And if you're ever confused on how to put on the bolts, you can tell right here that there's a washer. The washer is supposed to go on where the actual drive shaft goes, and where the Guibo is, you don't need the washer there. As far as the exhaust is concerned, one bolt already got drilled out, and now slowly making progress on the second one over here. And that should be done, I don't know, about 15-20 minutes, something like that. But yeah, I'm expecting maybe about like a half an hour, maximum another hour worth of work.
It's false.
Realistically, what I need to do is just drill out that hole over there, put the exhaust back on, put the supporting brace back on, and it should be good to go. All right, so about 2 hours later, instead of one, here's what we have. Exhaust is fully sitting on some ghetto ratchet setup bolts, but alas, it is still sitting. I also adjusted the exhaust a little bit because it was sitting like very far to the left. The mounts are actually made out of metal, so I had to bend them out and dent them out, so that way it's at dead center. Now I just need to figure out how to make it sit a little higher. I think I'm just gonna fill up with polyurethane those mounts over there because these stock ones suck. So that's gonna be a wrap for this video. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, click the like button, and comment in the comment section down below what you would like to see next. These are a bunch of repairs that I did not plan to do, but I need to do them, so I'm gonna go ahead and do them. So thank you for watching, share the videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video.